Hey everybody, welcome. Man, I keep screwing up my own intro on stupid. Anyway, hi everybody, welcome back. It's me, your old pal Orpheus, with another game of Blade and Sorcery here on Orpheus Plays. Oh yeah, feeling the vibes today. Hope you are too, and I hope you're doing great wherever you are. As I'm pointing at the waterfall for some reason. Anyway, whether it's day or night, or you're in the back corner of a pub in France or something. Bonjour. Ça va? Hey, I am part French after all, so I'm allowed to do that. Anyway, so today we are in the canyon, as you can tell. One of the medieval murderous mayhem maps that we have, and it's one of those days where I'm feeling a little nutty. So let's see, we're doing the relentless mode today with mercenaries. They're supposed to come out in lots of groups, so we'll see what we come up with. Hey! Doo-doo-doo. So yeah, let's talk about what's in the news. Just kidding. I will not ever talk about things like that in this channel. If at some point I decide to do anything controversial, I will go onto another channel and do that. Not here, though. I don't really feel like doing that stuff. This is a place you should be able to come to and just chill out, you know what I mean? Like, somewhere you can just relax and not worry about the day's adventures and mishaps and... Oh, slow motion first kill of the day. I'll slash you on the leg. Here, get out of here. And he has been rent in twain. Here, you get the slow motion kill of the day, too. Whee! Oh, jeez. Wait a minute. Nope. Ow. There we go. Caught you in the backside. Damn it. Come here. There we go. Yeah, so... I was thinking... Uh-oh. No. I need that. I need that. Thank you. Anyway... I was watching one of my videos the other day. I watched them in order to make sure I didn't see anything that's, too weird or I don't know. I'm sort of thinking about booping out, like bleeping out my swear words once in a while. Right now, I really don't care about that stuff, right? It's normal for people to swear once in a while, so it happens, right? And I'm not gonna. Come on. Come to Arnold, I want to kill you. This is my father's sword. Oh, you missed, totally. Ha! My turn. Do. Why do people keep... There, darn it. Ah, there we go. Here. You missed. My turn. Yeah, but... I was checking over one of my videos, and it's one of the ones where I talk about being on stage. It's called Look at the Birdie, and if I don't get lazy or something, I might put a little link up here. I'm just discovering stuff about YouTube, so bear with me. The experience will get better as we go along. So, but I'm not going to be one of those people that's like, hey, I'm going to do the eat a stick of butter while I'm playing challenge. Whatever new trend on TikTok. Unless it's something like, the Pretend You're Orpheus challenge. I'm all about that. I'll do it. But I was watching the one about that, and it's really strange because just like anything else that you do in life, right? The more you do it, the more time you have where things can go random, right? And so you have more chances for things to go wrong. Oh, like her. There's more chance to go wrong for you. Oh, no. Oh, Jesus. Goodbye. But, statistically, right? The more you do something, the more the chances that some things are going to go weird. Right? So, when I was delivering pizza, you have people that show up to the door nude, and, I'll do that in another story. There's so many things that happened to me when I was delivering pizza. Outrageous things. But that's not what we're talking about today. So yeah, like I said, statistically, the more you do something, the more you're going to have a chance of something going horribly wrong. Well, when I was in high school, I was doing a production of, oh no, you biznatch! Oh my god, she blasted me off the... I'm gonna get you so bad. Anyway, damn it. So, I'm in this production of, it's called Carnival. And it's, as you might imagine from the giveaway title, it's about a bunch of people at a carnival. And this, oh no, I can't combine my balls. Oh no, I'm like Captain Plant. There we go. But, so it's about as you might imagine, a carnival. And it's centered around like this puppeteer who's crippled, and he falls in love with this, small town girl that comes to be in the carnival, and he falls in love with her, but he can only do it through the puppets. It's kind of a weird story. And yes, there's puppets in the damn thing, and the guy that played the puppeteer, he was awful. Yeah, if you're watching, by the way, you know who you are. You suck. Your old pal Orpheus here is much better than that. But anyway, I got to play a character called Marco the Magnificent. Marco the Magnificent. And he was a magician, as the name might imply. You know what? Screw it. We're going to do the slow motion Iron Man pop. Hey! It's your worst nightmare! Iron Man in the medieval time with slow motion power like the Flash. Take that. Here's a little kick for you. Ha! Ha! Yeah, Zapper, that's fine. Totally fine. No, we're good. We're good. Come here. I'm noticing I say that a lot in these videos, but it's funny to me. Like, computer. It's like the sympathetic murderous Arnold. Anyway, so I played this magician, and he was known for a certain, it was like into some of the songs that I sang for his part. Like, he talks about his hair, and he talks about his cape, and like, so I went and got a perm, right? I got a perm so my hair was all curled and like up on my forehead and everything. Incidentally, I was dressed up all preppy, and I had just gotten the perm, and I was in this, standing on the street corner of the city that I lived in, and someone drove by and said, "I love you, Prince." Anyway, I don't know if it was a joke, but whatever. There's another story coming where I impersonated, well, that sounds bad. I was dressed and mistaken for a couple of rock stars back in college. Anyway, that's another story. So, I got a perm so I could be just like the description of this guy. Off you go! Are you firing that from across there, bro? And I get a cape. For some reason, my dad had a cape from Madrid. Like this fancy flowing, like, aha, you could flip it. It's all like, it was fabulous. Anyway, or magnificent, as my character would be. So, smash. So, I'm doing this part, and like, his role in this is he's kind of like the sleazebag. Which, if you watch the other video where I played Conrad Birdie, he's kind of a sleazebag. Nothing like getting typecasted when you're in high school. That's great. I always played like the weirdo or the scumbag in the story. There we go. And so my role is like this small town girl. It comes to me after she's like feeling despondent. And of course, I'm like, hey, come talk to me. I'm Mr. Sexy Magician Man, right? And so I sing her a couple of songs and woo her and stuff. And I had gotten these songs so down that like so well that like years later I was in Costa Rica doing some whitewater rafting. Shut up. I do lots of things in my life. This is how I have this channel now. This, don't at me for things that I've done. Anyway, so got these songs down. It sounded great. The girl that played this small town girl and we were in a collegiate choir together already, so we knew each other. We knew how to play off each other and sing well as a pair, like as a couple. And so it was really good. And that scene was always perfect. And we rehearsed the whole thing, and, there's one scene, there was a magic act, and then there's another one where, like, I come in and I'm, like, trying to, I try to seduce her later on, and she's, the character arc where she's like, I have grown now, and I don't need the attention of this guy, right? That sort of thing. So we rehearsed it like you do with any kind of production like that. And, suck it, nerd. And, we get to opening night. Now let me explain a little bit how my school's, not drama department, but like, the crew for musicals and plays like that. I used to be, I would be in it once in a while if I didn't feel like being in a play or something. I would be in the crew, like help with sets and audio and stuff like that. But for a lot of our musicals, they did a very simple, like, it was kind of like brilliant contemporarily, like it was just modular pieces. So like if it was, you needed a backdrop, they fit together panels. If you needed steps, you put together these cubes that were made out of wood. Ooh, that was close. Stop it. If you needed, set pieces, you could make them with these modular blocks and everything. And there were steps that they made that fit in. It was pretty neat, right? It saved the district a lot of money. And plus, it meant that we could go from, like, coming up with the musical to doing the musical in a really short period of time, which was nice because a lot of times we'd have, like, dual cast, right? Because some of the biggest crowds are like the friends and family of the people that are in the musical, right? And so you have these dual casts, and a lot of the times, for some reason, is she gone? Yes, she is. They would cast like the football players and stuff in the leading roles, and so they'd put all of us, the normal leading roles, in like secondary ones. It's like watching these guys clomp around in like Carhartt boots trying to... Anyway, it was pretty funny, but so it was made so we could get more rehearsal time with those dum-dums, right? And so they were totally not into it, but like I guess their coach was like, you gotta go do this stuff so school can make more money or whatever. Extra credit, I don't know. And, slow. That sounded weird. Slow motion. Anyway. So, we're doing this production at Carnival. And we got it down. Everything's cool. And so for the Magic Act one, it was a decent thing. I actually went to a magic shop. It was the same costume shop that I talk about in my Awkward Party Batman episode. Again, if I at some point feel savvy enough, I'll put that up here in the corner, but whatever. Go find it. It was the costume shop that from there, but they also had like a lot of magic props and like stage ones, right? So like the box that you stick the swords into, and but they also had the basket that you stuck the swords into. It's called the sword basket trick, and you've seen it before if you've seen any magic or anything. It's pretty simple. The assistant comes out, gets into the basket, and then the magician takes a bunch of swords and makes a big deal about it and sticks the swords into the basket at all different angles. Everyone oohs and ahs, and then like as a finale for that trick, you step into the basket to show that she's not like in the middle of it, right? It's kind of like that showing up your sleeves or showing that the hat doesn't have anything in it before you do the trick, right? And so the crew had to come out, in between the scenes. Give me the sword. I want this sword. It's my sword. Anyway, so the crew comes out and like they set things up in between scenes, and so the stage is a little darkened. And so, I'm making excuses for them that I shouldn't be making. Anyway, we'd done this 100 times. And so what they do is they wheel out one of those modular blocks, lock the wheels on it, and they would take another piece that was steps, and it had like a lip on it with some pegs. So you fit that on there, and it was, so when you step on it, it locked together. Shh, I'm telling a story. So they put this thing together, and no, whoa, she's fighting someone over there that doesn't exist. You all right? You all right? Okay. There you go. Got it stuck in you. And so they piece this thing together, and put the basket on top, and it's like, 3 feet off the ground, this block, so the basket's like on top of that. And I had this assistant, as the character, who was this little tiny thing. We had to pick someone small enough, because the trick to the magic basket is it's wide, but you don't really. It's like it looks like it's small from the front where everyone sees it, but when you look at the side, it's got like plenty of room for it. So she gets in and like curls up around the outside of it. So I take all these swords and I big deal out of it. She's curled around the outside of the basket, which also makes it so I can step in the middle of the basket and do the flourish. Da-da! Right, she's not there. And you pull out other swords, and you do the thing where you put your hand out. The assistant takes your hand, and like da-da! Right, okay. So opening night, they set this up. I'm doing my whole act, and of course I'm singing the whole time. Right, and I'm putting these swords in the basket, and I'm doing this while I'm standing next to it, right? And so it's, I'm singing, I'm doing my whole thing, and I'm putting the swords in, and I go to the flourish, the height of that scene, right? Where it's like, ooh, watch, it's an actual magic trick. Like, people go, oh my gosh, how did he do that? So I go up the steps, and I notice as I'm stepping over that, like, the lip isn't really attached. But at that point, it's not something I can, like, bend down and fix, right? I can't. The scene is going, and I'm singing, so it's not like, it ends at a certain time in the scene. So I'm like, nah, it'll be fine. All I'm doing is just stepping into this basket, and then I'm gonna flourish, and then I'll step back out. It'll be all right. Boop. And so, as I'm standing there, I'm putting one leg into the basket, and I notice the block is starting to move too. They hadn't locked all the wheels. And so I go and I step into it, and I start to notice that it's wobbling a little bit, and all of a sudden the box goes this way, the steps go this way, and I go this way, and I tumble off the steps into the darkness, because it was like a spotlight. And I just go bloom, 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 right off the side. And I get up, right? And I do this little like thing, because I'm going with it. Like, hey, I was an 8-year-old that got crapped on by a horse live on stage. You can't faze me, bro. So I do this little flourish, right? And I go over. The basket, meanwhile, had flipped upside down and, and was landed on the stage. I go over to the basket and, like, I flip it over. I put my hand down. This girl looks up at me. She's just like, oh my God, what the hell just happened? And I'm like, just go with it. And pull her out of the basket. And we do a little flare, and everyone's like clapping and laughing. And, I'm trying to make it look like, hey, that was kind of supposed to happen. Well, I get off stage, and the first thing I do is I went and grabbed the stage manager, the props guy, and I kind of gave him a piece of my mind. I'll avoid the flowery language so YouTube doesn't completely bury this video, but so that's the first thing I did. And then the second thing I did was notice that my ankle was hurting a little bit, and suddenly I couldn't stand on it. And so it's like, well, it's swelling up to the size of a softball. We should probably go to the hospital. But my parents were out of town. There was no one like that could take me. No nurses or anything. So the principal, the principal who was watching ended up taking me to the hospital. I had a broken ankle. I still managed to do the rest of the performances, though. I have a wonderful history in my life of duct taping up the things that are wrong and pulling on a cowboy boot. So, anyway, that's the story of that. I made damn sure from then on that thing was connected. We actually installed hooks on it, so you could put it together and then hook it. Like, no more of that bullshit, right? Okay. So, I hope that was enjoyable for you. It was, again, one of those things where it's like, wow, I'm surprised I didn't die, like fall off and break my neck or something, but yeah. Orpheus is lucky. Alright, we'll see you next time here on Orpheus Plays with Blade and Sorcery. Love you guys. I'll see you on the next one.